Good evening, fuckers, and welcome to the next Train Simulator Classic request video. And this is something a bit special and certainly rather different because this particular video is not actually going to feature any gameplay. This is an introduction. So about a couple of weeks ago I got a request on the your request here vid from Jim Plays, and this is a request that didn't exactly come entirely out of the blue. I knew it was coming and we had actually been discussing it for a little bit, but it is, to put it mildly, quite a considerable run, because what he asked was to go from the southernmost point to the northernmost point of the UK, obviously, without skipping any sections, with one slight exception. Now, when he first suggested this to me, of course, I immediately went into Mr. Pedantic mode, and anyone who knows me knows I'm like that all the time. And I said, well, the longest I can do without, having any missing parts is starting at King's Cross, doing the East Coast main line, and then from Edinburgh going up to Dundee. To which he was saying, well, what about all of the southwest section? And I was like, well, I can't do that because I haven't got a way of linking the two London terminuses that appear. So that's when he came up with the idea, okay, well, the London terminuses, we can skip that section, but we are still effectively, at some point entering London, and then in the next part we're leaving London. So it's bending the rules pretty much to breaking point, but it's still, we're entering a town and then leaving that same town. Well, it's a bit more than a town, but you know what I mean. So I said, okay, right, well, I'll go along with that. So at the time that he asked, that meant that the longest I could do was Plymouth to Dundee, which was fine. But I started looking into it a bit more, and I realised, I could actually do further than that. So the obvious extension I could do was, down south at the start. Instead of starting at Plymouth, I could get the route DLC, which means I could start at Penzance. And Penzance is the southernmost railway station in the UK, so there's no way I could start any further south than that. So I needed that route DLC. And also, once I'd got to Edinburgh, okay, from there I could go up to Dundee, no problem. But then I was looking at the West Highland line, and of course Fort William is certainly further north than Dundee. And I could get from Edinburgh to Glasgow, no problem, but was there a way of getting from Glasgow to the West Highland line? And of course it turns out there is a way. The Glasgow, the West Glasgow suburbs, which was a route I didn't have at the time, but it was available. So if I had that, I could then go up to Fort William, and then of course there was the West Highland Line extension route, which meant I could actually go on to Mallaig. And that is the actual route that I'll be doing. We will be starting at Penzance, with the final destination being Mallaig. I'm not entirely sure how long the route is, but it's got to be at least 800 miles. So to be clear, the route that we are going to be taking. Each video is going to be just one route DLC because it just makes it a lot easier for me to edit it and whatever. So we will start at Penzance. The only stops will be the stops that I need to make in order to change the next, change to the next DLC. So, yeah, start at Penzance to Plymouth. Then from Plymouth we go on to Exeter. From Exeter we then take the Southwestern Expressways to Reading. Next part, Reading to London Paddington. That's a fairly short one. So then that's where we have the bit that gets skipped. So we arrived at London at Paddington, but we will be departing London from King's Cross. So here we then take the entire East Coast Main Line. So we are from King's Cross to Peterborough, then from Peterborough to York, then from York to Newcastle, and then from Newcastle finally up to Edinburgh. So we're now actually into Scotland. But from there we go from Edinburgh across to Glasgow. So in fact we're going slightly south of where we were, but we're going to more than make up for that. So from Glasgow Queen Street it will be, we go across to Helensburgh Upper, and then from there we're on the West Highland line. We go from Helensburgh Upper to Fort William, and then the final part we go from Fort William to Mallaig. It's a hefty trip, there's no doubt about it. And if you're wondering why I'm taking the East Coast Main Line instead of the West Coast Main Line, I don't have the complete West Coast Main Line. So I would get as far as either Birmingham or Stafford, and that's as far as I can go. So I've got to take the East Coast Main Line, so it really is the long way round. What about the train? Well, I have actually already announced it in the in the community section of the channel. So the train is going to be a Class 220 Voyager in the CrossCountry livery. There's a couple of reasons for choosing it. I did narrow it down to like the 220 series, whether it was going to be the Voyager, the Super Voyager 221 or the 222 Meridian. But the 222 has appeared in 2 videos already. The 221 has appeared in certainly 1, it might be 2 videos, I'm not entirely sure there. The 220 hasn't appeared in any. So it will be making its debut, and in a relatively short time it will go from having done no videos at all to having appeared in the most routes of any loco that I have in the game so far, nearly double the amount that the second most used loco will have done. So yeah, Class 220. Also, it's a short enough train so that when it comes to like the really slow and tricky lines like the West Highland line and even bits of the section from Penzance to Plymouth, it will have no problems doing that, theoretically. And also, of the 12 route DLCs that I'll be using, only 4 of them are electrified. So there was no point in me taking an electric loco. Obviously, it was always going to be a high-speed train, even though, again, only 4 of the routes that we'll be using actually give me the chance to travel at 125 mph. Only 4 sections are electrified, and yes, okay, I could have used a Class 802 or an 805 or even the original 800, but with those 3 if I'm going to be using it in diesel mode, which I would have done for the vast majority of the route, diesel performance in the 800 series is not great, and the top speed is 110. So I figured, yeah, I'm not going to get the chance to really take full advantage of the speed that's available to me. So, yeah, I just ruled out the possibility of the 800 series. Class 43 did nearly make the grade. The Intercity 125, the original high-speed train. But it's appeared in so many videos up until now. Not that I mind that, Class 43 is a great one to drive. But yeah, I just fancied a train that was slightly different. I mean, the differences between the 220 and the 221 are not exactly, monumental. But yeah, I thought, right, we'll take a train that hasn't been used before. Now, one of the other things that he stipulated, as well as it being the same train to do, the entire run, was to try and have the times set so that it would be like one continuous run. So, in order to try and maximise the amount of daylight I've got, we will set this in summer. The weather will be changeable throughout the journey, and believe me, there will be rain at some point. But we're starting off with clear weather, and we're going to be departing at 7 AM. In fact, I'm going to make it a little bit earlier. So yeah, well, okay, we will still be starting at 7 AM, but we've now given ourselves 3 minutes to get everything set up and ready before we leave. So I will also need to obviously keep quite a good eye on the time, so that when we are going to the next route DLC, and therefore the next video, the time will be as close to continuous as I can make it. Now, I'm sure there was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, when it comes to the actual videos of the run, apart from part 1, because obviously I've got to do the initial train setup and all that, when each video starts, we won't be on this screen here as I always have been with all the other videos. With this one, we will just be starting straight within the game, ready to go, and pretty much leaving the station as soon as the video starts. The reason for that is that this entire run is going to be going into its own playlist, the Behemoth Run, as I have named it, and that way, if anybody was really mad enough to want to watch the whole thing in one go, it will be sort of like a constant. As soon as one video ends, the next video starts, and it will be us at the station getting ready, or actually ready to depart, and we will leave straight away. So I'll try to make it look like it's just one constant run throughout each of the videos. The finished video is likely to be somewhere in the region of 12 hours long. In fact, it may even be more than that. So yeah, I think anybody actually trying to watch it all in one go, good luck to that. Or good luck with that, I should say. So yes, that is the setup. That is the route. It's going to be astronomical. It's going to take me several days to finish it. I suspect that even though I'm going to upload each video as I've completed them, I may not actually make them public until I've reached a certain point, and then I will make them public over each day. So it's unlikely to be finished before Christmas, but I will certainly be well underway by Christmas. So yeah, keep your eyes open for that one. I don't know why I just said that, because by the time this one is public, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Hopefully you know what I mean. So right, that is the whole setup, the whole the whole video as it's going to be, or the whole series of videos as they are going to be. So yeah, well, I guess I will get things underway, and we'll see you in, well, the next video.